And I have one more really special guest that I'm so excited to announce. We're actually joined by Abubakr. Welcome. So yeah. Please have a seat. I'm so happy to be here. Yeah, I mean, if I feel like you need no introduction, but
In the name of Allah, the most beneficial, the most compassionate, may Allah's peace, mercy, and blessing be upon you. Good evening, everyone. Thank you so much for the opportunity. My name is Abubakr Ali. I'm from Sudan, and I am asylum seeker in the UK. I have around 3 months here in the UK right now. So, member of staff, kind attendants, thank you so much for having me here tonight. It's my pleasure to be with you here, and it's wonderful to be in the great city of London. And also let me to great or thankful for our filmmaker, David Fideli. Thank you so much for your cooperation. Thank you so much for your cooperation and allowing us to tell and to represent our story in your platform. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for having me here today. And on behalf of my Jongo brothers, to discuss a little bit about our invisible story, stories that impact many of us in our life. The story of refugees and asylum seekers who call themselves Jongo. Sudanese Jongo, including other nationalities from Africa, like Chad, Niger, South Sudan, and Cameroon, and other countries. And I believe everyone has a different story. But this story was to document the suffering of Jongo who claim their rights as refugees and asylum seekers, especially Sudanese who fled due to war and conflict in Sudan. The war is destroying Sudan today. Today, Sudan is facing humanitarian crisis and over than 10 million people displaced in Sudan. And this is the largest internal displacement ever recorded. And more than 15 million people fled due to war and conflict, struggling to survive without necessity. And we hope our message will reach to concerned authorities across Africa, and our African leaders have to concern about this issue because they are losing dynamic young people. If you want, or if they want to know where these young people live, they live in streets of Morocco, under olive trees, jungles. So these people, or Jongo, are moving across Africa, then to Europe, looking for safety places, protections, shelter, opportunities to set down roots and to get back themselves into school, to study, to work, to become productive citizens. Those Jongo can become teachers, doctors, lawyers, engineers, and entrepreneurs to contribute to the societies. We want a better life, a more secure future like everyone. Most of them, they leave their country due to war and conflict, or persecutions, or exploitations. These Jongo are in need of your help, kindness, emotional support, and Jongo are facing many challenges. You can be their voice. Jongo are in need of safety, protections, shelter, medical care. These are essential for their well-being. Despite their different culture and traditional, but they deserve to be dealt with respect. And understanding their languages, understanding their backgrounds, help them and making them feel valued and accepted. Real opportunities so that they can rebuild their lives. Helping them find a job and education can give them hope and a new start. Treating the refugees and asylum seeker or Jongo with compassion, it's not just about providing them or providing their needs. It's about showing kindness, respect, and support. By doing so, we make our communities stronger and more inclusive and safer in order to raise our human value. Lastly, illegal deportations still continue in Morocco, Algeria, and Tunisia, and UNHCR is responsible for refugees and asylum seekers. They have to talk to the governments to stop forced deportations because this is inhuman. Yes, we admit they provide some services, but for small numbers, and they have to widen their hand to reach a lot of jungles. In a conclusion, ladies and gentlemen, today a lot of countries in Europe hosted refugees and asylum seekers, but we hope other countries will take a step to open their hearts and arms to save Jongo, especially Sudanese, because they are suffering more than ever due to war and conflict in Sudan. I'm confident that you can make it, and I'm completely proud and thankful for those who are standing in solidarity with the refugees. Lastly, remember, a friendly smile can make a difference. Thank you so much for listening to our story. Thank you.
Amazing. You're amazing.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
You're amazing.
Well, I have a lot of questions, but maybe I can start just with one for the two of you. I mean, what brought about this film? How did you meet? How did you get started, and how did you decide to make this film? Yeah, both, either. Yeah, please.
Well, initially it was my idea. When I started my journey in Sudan, I am a war victim in Darfur, as you know, since the genocide started in Darfur 2003. So the story is so long, but I will start since I left Sudan. And I arrived to Libya, and it was a very difficult journey. I know that it was going to be difficult, and I started filming my journey because I saw a lot of Jongo are suffering in Libya. Some of them, they get into jail, in prisons, opposite of money, and even boys and girls, all of them. So, and I thought, instead of just like making my story, I just have to share both of them together, like my story and the Jongo also. So I started to film in Libya. Unfortunately, I just lost my phone because of the militias, because Libya is full of militias. There is no government. So anything you have, like all your priority, they just, will come by accident anytime. You don't know, just, So when I leave Libya, I didn't have like a smartphone. Even my smartphone that I had, I have just to give it to someone instead of like letting like militias to take it. And I went to Algeria, across Algeria, and I went to Morocco also. I tried in Morocco many times. And before that also I tried in Libya, but I didn't make it. But I went Morocco. So I'm just trying to change places from place to another place, because sometimes you can just enter in a place with, within one door. So when you have like a goal, you have to just try in by different ways. So I went also to try in Morocco, but I didn't get enough chance. Morocco I tried, it was so hard. So, and then, yeah. So I saw, different things. That is why that I decided to make a film. So Morocco by accident. One day I went to work, and some of my friends who were in our place, the place that where we make our film, so they met an Australian guy and they were unable to communicate with him because of the languages. So, and I was speaking, little languages, little English. So they said, they called me and they said, we today meet one guy who's from Australia, and we just try to communicate with him, and we don't know who he is, and so on. So when I come back, I just meet him and we talk, and he also told me a lot of things, that he make a film with one guy who calls Yaku in Morocco also. And I was thinking, yes, I just need to make this film, or I need to make just this story, my story and the story of Jongo. So, but unfortunately I didn't have like a smartphone camera, because in Morocco it's forbidden to film anymore. Even like you can't just be able to take like pictures in somewhere, because there is security anywhere. So, and yeah, it was so difficult. Even I couldn't do it without that guy. When I met him, and I started thinking like, yes, I have to talk to him if like he will just try to cooperate with us, like to make this film, or to represent our story, and so on. So he used to visit us always in our places, and he's also become like a Jongo. Because Jongo is like the one who has no home, no place, no safety place, no nothing. So we discussed a little bit about making film and so on, and he showed me how just, and we start to make film. So the best time to start filming, it was on Eid, because we are about to welcome Eid days, and we start on Eid because it was very special days, very special for Muslims, we as a Muslim. So we said that it's better to start on Eid. So that guy is David Fidel. Eh?
Thank you, brother.
So we start filming on 8 days. First day on the 8th, even I missed the prayer, so that I pray late. So, and it was difficult to film. Even you can imagine if we told you that we have film, or we make this film by like smartphone, mobile, because it's so difficult in Morocco to film. We were taking risk to make this story. So we tried many times, because nothing is easy in life. Everything you have to do it. Sometimes you fail 1,000 times. You have to try again and again until you try to make it. So it wasn't easier to make it, but Alhamdulillah, we, instead of that, or despite of that risks, we cooperate with David each other. So I gathered with the Jongo, and I told them that I just want to film my journey, because I started to do it in Libya, but I failed, and now I feel like I have a chance to do it. So everyone who agree with me, or if you agree with me to make this film, to try to send our voice or our message to UNHCR and African unions and the concerned authorities, so that, because we try many times to go UNHCR concerned authorities, we have been around all the concerned authorities, but we didn't find like help, because I don't know why, but yes, we didn't find any help. So we thought to make this film, maybe it will help. They will consider at least to try to help Jongo. It doesn't matter in Morocco or Libya or Algeria. I mean, Jongo everywhere, because today Jongo are everywhere, even like in Europe, but it's a bit different here in Europe than Africa, because the situations in Africa is so difficult, you can imagine. So and these stories that you have been watching, it's really a story, because I am one of those guys, and I've gone through these issues or these problems. So that is why I wanted to show, maybe this story will feed the concerned authority really think again to try to help Jongo, because Jongo are also like human, refugees. They have rights like everyone else to study and to get a chance to rebuild his life. Even he can just contribute to his society, or where he lives, like in Europe, Africa. In the end, you are a human. You must share the people, to develop. And Jongo also can become like everything. They can do anything. So, yeah, this story is really fag story, because I have really experienced. I have been in my journey like 5 years and a half. Since I brought I traveled from Sudan, it was my dream. Previously, I was dreaming to go to United States, but I canceled it. I said, because it's too far and it's going to cost a lot of money. I don't have like anyone to help me. Like my family can't afford like that much money. So I have to work on myself. Like that is why it took me a lot of time. And everywhere I go, I have to work because my family there, they are waiting me to help them, to send them money or to support them. That is why I have been like on my way 5 years, which is so long. So some people who we start our journey together, they're right now in UK. Some of them in different countries in Europe here. So their lives has totally changed because they got support from their brothers, from their families. But for me especially, and a lot of Jongo in this video, because they don't have anyone maybe to help them in Europe, you need to travel illegally because we travel mostly illegally. So it costs a lot of money. So, and you have to work also at the same time to earn some money to buy and eat and do something. So, yeah. But yeah, after a long time and attempting for more than times, but I was believing that as long as I'm keeping moving on, I was sure that one day I will make it. Because yeah, that is why my goals. That was my vision, my goals. So no matter what I face, no matter how I live and so on. But in the end, as long as I live, I will do it. By Allah's will, Alhamdulillah, finally, I traveled to Tunisia. I'm from Tunisia. Stay in Tunisia also, I suffer a lot. Stay there for more than like 8 months, nearly a year. Living under olive trees. It was rain, strong winds, and yeah, difficult situations. But yes, I was also impatient that one day I will do it. So even I tried in Libya, I was in Tunisia, but also it was difficult. And every time I take a step, I feel like more confidence because I fail and I've learned from my mistakes, from my failure. Next time I do like prepare another plans, how I do it and when, and then to start moving on again. So I was working on it, on my plan. I mean, every day just thinking when and how I will get to Europe. But the only thing that I was confident at it is that as long as I am trying and I live, I will do it one day, inshallah. A lot of people cancel, to go back, or because they tried many times, they spend a lot of money. But me, especially because I don't have money, I have to work to pay money. Yes, and Alhamdulillah, finally, after 2 times, finally I did it by Libya, by Tunisia, from Tunisia to Lampedusa. I was dreaming that one day I will live in UK. I don't know, but this was my dream exactly. And even I didn't know that I will just face like a beautiful smiles like you. But finally, Alhamdulillah, I'm so happy to be here, especially in UK, because it's one of my dreams. Yeah, Alhamdulillah, I did it. Thank you.
And just to add, this is Abubakar's first day in London, and
Yes.
the first day that we've met since 15 months since Abubakar said goodbye to leave Morocco and take the journey. So we are today reunited after 15 months. And
After 15 months.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Well, I'm sure you guys have a lot of questions. Can I please open it up to the audience? Yeah, back here.
Well, thank you so much for questions. I would say, firstly, we travel illegally. The people who have to do it is just like we Jongo as myself by myself by ourselves. So we have to represent ourselves. Like everyone who want to do something, maybe. And about mafia, I don't think there is. I don't know about these people, but we as Jongo, we take the risk by ourselves. We work. If you have like someone who will support you, you will have your money also. Talk to people, and then they will just drive to you off from place to another place and so on until you reach the place where you live, where you want to arrive. I mean, so this is what we do. I mean, because this is what I did exactly. I mean,
I think in general as well, the question was about, for example, in the film, the Jongo that we filmed were young guys, not women. Can I just talk for a few seconds? If I say something wrong, please
that's
correct
okay.
me.
Okay, right.
My understanding is that, okay, so most refugees are either internally displaced or in neighbouring countries. And many families, many women, many children are refugees in Sudan and in neighbouring countries and in refugee camps, including most of the families of these young guys in the film. And my understanding, and please correct me if any of this is incorrect, many times the family will decide amongst themselves that one may go, or the elder may decide that one may go, and generally or always that would be a male as opposed to a woman. My understanding, and again please correct me if I'm wrong, is that there are many reasons for that, culturally, practically. It's a risky, dangerous journey, and my understanding also culturally it's not normal for a woman, particularly alone, to leave and to take the journey. So the Jongo that you see in the film, they have been on the road for many years, and they have been, Abubakar and others, fleeing conflicts, past conflicts and war. I was the last 6 months in Morocco again, so I was 9 months in Morocco last year. I left for 6 months, I've been there the last 4 months. Now there are families, women and children arriving in Morocco that are going every day to the UNHCR claiming asylum, that are fleeing the war today. So these guys that you see in those particular Jongo had been on the road for many years coming from Libya and so forth for the reasons that I said. And right now, very, very sadly, there's many more families and women and children that are making the journey.
Well, I feel even so sorry because of Ayman. He's right now suffering more than other Jongos that you've seen in the screen. So Ayman, he's right now, I mean, he's deteriorated. His health is just like getting back, and even he traveled from Morocco to Algeria, but he has been also arrested with the Algerian government, and they deport him in the desert between Algeria and Niger. So which is so far, and he's suffering from there to come back again. And he's also sick, so right now he's not mentally, he's not really good, by the way. He's suffering more than so even right now I lose contact. Before, maybe it was three weeks or 2 weeks, I think, he contacted me, but he has no mobile phone. That is why Jongo lose mobiles, because of the police can take it, or they can lose a priority anytime. So right now he's suffering more than I know, because I know Jongo a lot more than anyone else. So even I lose contact with them. Now I'm here in UK, alhamdulillah, I'm in safe, but I'm really feel so sorry because I leave my friend over there. They're still trying to do their best to cross like everyone else. So we don't know what they are facing. We don't know how their situation is difficult, especially Ayman.
Abu Bakar's my brother, Ayman is my son, and you know, after being away for 6 months, I came back, and as Abubakar said, his mental health deteriorated incredibly, very sad. He was isolating himself from everybody. He was possibly experiencing some sort of psychosis from trauma and drug use. And we did show the film to the UNHCR in June or July, and he was able to get his refugee status very, very quickly as a result of that. But even with that, I was there the night that he left Morocco again, and his brother is in Libya, and he was attempting to reach his brother in Libya. And as Abubakar said, he crossed into Algeria, was pushed back into Niger, and literally the last week the three of us have been, we are trying to help, or not help, but trying to find where Ayman is, and our understanding is that he's headed back to Morocco, and I'm going to be back there hopefully in December, and I hope and wish he's there and we can try to do something for him. But he's a very remarkable young man. Yeah, and his story is extremely, but he's strong beyond words and just an incredible guy. I had no idea until, see, I don't speak a word of Arabic, so I didn't understand any of what I was filming at the time. And then I didn't know until 3 months later that Ayman was like as young as he was. I had no idea. I thought he was mid-20s or something like this, you know, and maybe he's not 18 or 17, I'm not exactly sure, but he's definitely not mid-20s, and his life has been just extremely, extremely difficult. But if anyone's going to make it, Ayman's going to make it.
Inshallah.
Inshallah.
Thank you so much for your questions. And this is what really we want when someone asks like what we can do to help like you, Jungo, or refugees and asylum seekers. So simply, you can be like a voice for the refugees, like, because this gathering, it's mean like, you know, it means something. But if we Jungo see that people gathering because of the jungle, because issue of the jungle, to try to support them, to help them, which will be amazing. So the best thing to do is, there is so simple things that you can do it. Sometimes, I mean, everyone can do like as much as he can. These places, refugees, I mean, give them what you can, because really it means like nothing for you. But for refugees or for someone who live on the street, he doesn't have like, you know, or she doesn't have like a house. Imagine like a woman lives under olive trees in Tunisia. Maybe pregnant women, a woman with a small child. I mean, so those people are in need of help, really. So, but the best thing is like concerned authority, like a UNHCR. UNHCR established because of the refugees exactly, to concern about the refugees, to help refugees. In fact, they're helping. We know that they are helping and they're trying to do their best, but sometimes you find something like they ignore many issues for refugees, like someone who's getting sick. Even like me personally, I was sick in Libya for 9 months. 3 months I'm running after UNHCR. They gave me like a paper, but it's like nothing. Why you do give me like a paper to protect me and it doesn't protect me anymore, which is not considered by the government exactly. So what you should do, UNHCR and the government, they just try to agree in some issues so that when they give this paper to the refugees, they have to just concern about this, to help them, not to arrest them, I mean, not to put them in the jail, I mean in these prisons, or because one or like me, or I'm passing just on the street and just you say that, give me your identity, and I said I don't have any identity, I just have like this. If I don't have identity, you're going to put me in the jail. But if I say yes, this is my identity, you say no, it's nothing, like just smudge that, which is nothing. So why, the question is why UNHCR is established, and why they call it UNHCR. Like Lily? refugee asylum, or asylum seeker lawyer. So you can share this story with with UNHCR. Talk to them. These people have the rights. They have like rights to leave home, to have medical care, to have, good life at least like everyone else. Because they don't deserve to live at, sometimes they help some people. Like we find some people, they have refugee status, they live in a home, they have like medical care, but very small numbers. But majority of the people, they are outside without any rights. So if they give, they have to give for everyone, at least.
Do you mind if I just add to that? I mean, Abubakar said it perfectly, referring to Lily. I mean, an asylum lawyer. The beautiful thing as I look up here is that all of you, most of you are younger than me. I imagine there's lots of students here. I imagine there's a lot of people that aren't as jaded about the world yet than I am. And I don't know all of your individual skills. I don't know all of your individual abilities, but I do know that if you came here tonight, you're empathetic people and want to make some sort of change. And you do not need $1 million. You don't need $1. This film was shot with an iPhone 10 and very little money, no money. I don't know what you're studying. I don't know what you're doing. You can make a film, become a lawyer, go and travel, go speak to people on the street. You don't have to do anything as drastic as making a film in Morocco, but there are things every single day that people can do. And in a different way, if you don't mind me shifting a little bit, you can contact me if you like. I do kind of social projects around this. I'm renting a small house for Jungo in Rabat at the moment, if people would like to assist with that. I have a mailing list. The film will be online for free on YouTube in the not too distant future when festivals allow it to happen. If you want to spread the word and things like that, you can do that through the film. But there's whatever you have inside you can really bring to help others, and that's, I think, why we're all here tonight.
I mean, there's so many fantastic organizations in London and across the UK that, depending on what your skill sets, your interests are, just anything from housing to detention to anti-raids to information to, organizations that provide legal advice, practical support, to, asylum seekers and other people on the move. If you're interested in beyond the UK, I mean, there's, again, so many organizations in other countries, but also ones that you can do remote volunteering for. There's a lot of research bodies, especially, or networks, like any organization that's part of like the Border Violence Monitoring Network, for example. They look at pushbacks across Europe and in the Mediterranean, and they do just amazing work. Also, as you said, very much encouraging the legal side, as my other hat is as a lawyer, so I do always encourage that, so yeah.
And I think there's lots of things you can do from within the system and outside the system. I mean, the UNHCR, in practice, should be amazing. It's set up to be absolutely, but due to funding, due to so many other things, but, I am personally friends with people in Morocco working with the UNHCR, trying their best to change also the way things are done. So it's not necessarily about like not working for these organizations perhaps, or it is, like challenging them, or, I don't know, but there is a lot of things. If you don't mind me, I didn't ask. I have an email list that as a filmmaker, this is my third film. Also how we met is that I've been making films in Morocco for 10 years, and this is my third film. If anyone's interested in like discovering those films that have all been part of the festival, which is, you can organise a festival. I mean, like, no, but this is the thing. Can you imagine if like someone having spare time as an asylum lawyer to organise a festival? It's extraordinary. So there are things that anyone can do. So if anyone would like to join my email list and know when the film is available online and reach out in any other way, please feel free to put your email, and please feel free to not put your email as well, if you'd like to pass that around.
Yeah. I think you've had your hand up for a few minutes.
Well, Allah in Tunisia, situation in Tunisia is really so difficult because me personally, uh, even I suffer a lot. In Tunisia, if you need to go, you need to go like in the border. I mean, countryside, very outside to work, like in Tunisia or no, in what's it called? No, Jibiniana. There is areas so that you can just find like small work to do. But I was because I've tried on Ramadan, and I felt I lose everything. As I said, I don't have like any money. I don't have anything. Mobile, no nothing. But I've worked, and being kind also to people where you live is also very important to develop. Or to make friendship with the people, local people. So when they have like small jobs, they will know that you are in need of this job or you need to do something to get money. They call you. And I was waiting for the olive picking seasons, and I worked there olive picking seasons also. I collect some more money. I buy a smartphone for myself. So that is how I did. So, but if you are sick, like in that situation, it's going to be very complicated unless you have someone who can send you money to go to the hospital, and the prices are so high in hospital. Everything is so difficult. So
Did you find organizations in Tunisia
No.
or individuals helping? Or?
No, not at all. In Tunisia, I didn't find any organization. It was just all Red Cross, I think. They were coming sometimes to help Jongo in Safagis, and after that, the government just like stopped, say to say no more help. So they stopped like help for Jongo. There is no organization can come to help. But some people, like citizens, they used to try to help Jongo by themselves, give them money, clothes, food, whatever it is, and so on. But if you get sick, the most difficult situation is when you get sick. That's going to be like dark days for you. So no money, no treatment. Yeah, well, situations for Jongo in Africa and Europe is totally different. So you can imagine. So like imagine like me, I was in Africa and all that horrible situations. So right now here, like I got everything. Well, I got everything that. Even I've just called one call for GP, for my GP. Hello, hi. Today I'm not feeling well, so just they book my appointment directly. Next tomorrow I'm going to meet my doctor. How do you feel? What's your problem and so on. Next day you will have your medicines. Everything is gone. Alright. And now, because the government, they provide all the services. Like right now I have like my Aspin card, which is here. This is my Aspin card, which is, right now I'm in a hotel. I have just like 2 months and 23 days exactly. Since I've arrived to Dover, I did an interview and did everything. So, and this is also what we do in Africa, like going to UNHCR, do your interview, to have your like asylum seeker status, and then that's it. But here, no, you will have a house, you will live in a house, you have a right to call for a doctor whenever you feel like sick, and then they will provide you a doctor or book your appointment with a doctor, and then you go and so on. So, and then here I am. So I live in a hotel, and I have a doctor. I eat 3 meals per day, and I have like 8 pounds every week. But this in Africa, you can't imagine even in your dreams. Wallahi, you can't imagine it. Which I've also gone through that. I went to the UNHCR, I did interview, I just request, like I don't have a house, I live on the street. Sometimes when I feel sick, I go to the UNHCR, I feel sick, they will give you like list of numbers, call on these numbers to reserve like an appointment. So many things are complicated there. So which you can't compare the situation in Europe and then to Europe. so difficult. Like no way. In Europe here, I don't find like a jungle come from Africa, and then right now they live on the street. I didn't find it anyone. Even I have contact with my previous, my old friends who they arrived before me here 3 years ago until now. They make their lives, they change everything. No one lives on the street. No one like suffering. At least he has a job. He's doing well, studying and doing stuff and so on. But there, no. So difficult, You can't compare it. Which like I feel like very, yes, happy.
Not until a couple of minutes ago. So I work alone, and what I find is really difficult is the challenge between like the filmmaking, and then I have the time period after, which is right now, which is a couple of years in screenings and distribution and rejection letters, and so the truth is, when I enter, the truth is that I had no intention of making this film. When I was in Morocco, I was there because I love Morocco last year. And I met first a group of Jongo. And my story is that I saw a group of, people around a fire and not English speakers, not French speakers, and realized that Sudanese, and I'd never met Sudanese refugees. I hadn't been there for 4 years, but 4 years ago, there were not. And so I decided that also, with Abubakr, that this was a story, but specifically about the Sudanese story. And I fell in love with, the Jongo. I didn't really have that much contact with Sudanese people and culture before. So right at this moment, I don't have the kind of anything, time or energy but yeah, who knows? And I do hope that people, tell these stories. And I also really hope that, what can I say, that with small means that people can tell their own stories as well through, it doesn't have to be a 78-minute kind of film that takes a year to make. The amazing thing about social media and things that you can share, and I understand fully that risk that you're talking about, and the risk is amplified a lot more when a camera is involved. So the only reason that I made a film on a phone, because I never thought that I could do that, is just to avoid the police, because you need authorization. In Morocco, this is a situation, it could be different or the same, but you cannot film anything without authorization, and you would never be able to get authorization to make this sort of film. And so I don't know if the situation is the same in Egypt. So yeah, but I've been touched deeply by the Sudanese spirit, let's say, and the Jongo spirit. And for example, the film is screening in January at the Luxor African Film Festival in Luxor, and hopefully a small spark. And who knows? Never say never. But congratulations! Thank you for your work. No, thank you for your work. This is this is the answer to that to that question. I don't know what we can do, but we can all do something.
Well, sometimes in order to move on, you need to have goal, to know where you're going exactly. Unless you will just move around and you don't know where you go and what you do exactly. Before I travel, because I have a goal, I made the decisions I thought before, and I said yes. I was in a very difficult situation, which is Darfur. And everyone who follows news knows about Darfur, which have been gone through Darfur, or in Darfur exactly. And most of my family have been gone. They died because of the war there. So I'm always trying to do my best to help my family and the people around me. But I work a lot, but one hand will never clap. So I've tried to go out of this situation, to go to the place where I can find opportunities to work to study and to help my family home back, and also to help like a society or community where I live exactly. And my dream was just to get out from Sudan. And I made the decisions. The one decision that I was always focusing on was to get to Europe. Where? London exactly. This is what I was working on it. And after I arrived to London, I know what to do, because you have to work on your dreams or on your goals step by step. So you can't just, like I wouldn't or I can't obtain my goals and I live on that situations, which is after every few days we have a war or conflict. After every few days we have like clashes and so on. So it will be so difficult to achieve. So, and then I decided, so I will travel from here, no matter. I didn't know even I will go by Libya or Algeria or Morocco. I didn't decide to go even to Morocco ever. But this is what led me to go, because I've tried in Libya and I didn't make it or didn't get enough chance to make it. So, and I thought that I have to change this place to go somewhere else. Like I'm always trying to see like a country which is beside of the sea or in the sea. So in Libya, I went to Algeria just to cross, because in Algeria it's difficult, just to cross to go Morocco, at least because I hear a lot of Jongo across from Sabta, from Morocco to Spain. And I go, of course, I have to go there just to try myself, maybe I will just make it. So, and I went there, I've gone through difficult situations, but I didn't stop. I went many times, I crossed like 2 fences, and I was always going new step. I was always taking new step. That's what's like keep me just, keep moving me. And the only thing, it was not because I just fail or success this time to cross this stable. No, because I just put in my mind that I will go to Europe no matter how or what I will face. Because I knew that it's going to be difficult. I knew it's going to be very complicated, but as long as I'm live, I will do it. But the worst situations that I have, or difficult situations I've had, when I was in Libya, I was sick for 9 months, and I have no money and no one to help me. So I was running to UNHCR to get help, treatment and so on. They didn't help me out. So I work as a blacksmith, and sometimes I builder, and I like found some Egyptian guy who worked in the construction company, and I told to them my situation, that I'm sick, I'm looking for a chance to go to work and so on. So he gave me a chance, and then I was working with him. Even I wasn't able to work for whole days. I was just working for 5 hours or 4 hours, and then I will stop working because I can't be able to continue. I was like losing my power and so on. So I was very sad, because no one knows when you will die, and no one knows like when you feel sick, you see people are walking, achieving their dreams and going on, running, flying and so on, and you are like just lying on the bed, which is so difficult or worst situation. So this is the worst situation that I have just gone through. Maybe in Tunisia I also was sick, but for a few days, and in Morocco maybe not. But in Morocco I was living on the street for whole times I was in Morocco. But yes, you always must have goals. Before you move on, you must have goals before you move, because these goals will make you and will let you to live and to work on it, no matter what you face. Just do it. Don't care about mistakes, how much time you fail, or what situations that you know, because nothing is easy in life. I thought this is what I thought. This is what I think. Nothing is easy in life. So you have to do your best, whatever it takes, and then inshallah by the time you will achieve.
If you don't mind me adding to that, I'm sure Abubakar won't. So his best friend, or Saddam, that you see in the film, was a big help through that period.
Well, I was about to talk about Saddam also. So Saddam is the guy I have met him in Libya, a few days after I arrived in Libya. He's also a Sudanese guy, so we had very good relationship, and yes, we are not just friends. Saddam and I were not just friends. We are just like brothers. Like yeah, whenever I travel or when I do something, I just contact with Saddam. When I travel somewhere else, Saddam will just follow me also to go. Which Jongo are always trying to communicate each other and to help each other, because this is like a one journey and one goal. Your goal is just to arrive to Europe, and his goal also to arrive to Europe. But it's not just about like no, because sometimes you feel like someone who is very close to you, maybe he's close more than your brother. So and you help each other. Saddam and I, we help in many different situations. Even I remember when I was sick in Libya, he's the only one guy that he was beside of me, and also he helped me with his money, and like everything he has is like mine also. Like if he has the money, you can just divide it into two. Whenever he need me, he will find me. Like sometimes even if he's in like Morocco and he called me like, yes, Abubakar, I need money. If I had the money, definitely I will just send it to Saddam. Even if I'm not going to eat, I will send it, because maybe he's, he needs this money more than me. Maybe he's in a difficult situations, we don't know. So we had very, good relationship. And even today I feel so sorry, because we were about to come here together, because we started our journey together, not just film, because we were since in Libya. We spent in Libya for more than 4 years. And Saddam traveled to Algeria. I went to Algeria. He went to Morocco, and I went to Morocco. He came to Tunisia and also come to Tunisia. So 2 days ago, we were arranging, David and I and Saddam, and the other guy who's called Majid also, to come to attend this film screening. But unfortunately, Saddam was sick and he has toothache and he has an appointment. So that is why he was unable to come to attend. So I'm very happy to be here, but with Saddam, without Saddam, I feel like I'm losing something. I missed something, because we complete each other, and we start like this film also together. Even we make it to Europe together. We arrive in Europe together. Even let me tell you, since we started our journey in Tunisia until we arrive to France, to Cali, we come together. We do everything together. That is why today I miss him so much. So, but I don't know if he watched, us like just sitting, because yeah, I was really hoping Saddam will attend, but unfortunately he was sick. Even today, you see me, I'm not really feeling well, but I like to attend, because this is really a good chance to come and to talk about the story that we make it. I mean, to send also and represent our story. So I don't know, but I hope inshallah I will see him maybe in the film next screening.
And this is the first time you've watched the film on anything other than your telephone, yeah?
Yeah, by the way, every time this film has been screening in different countries, David always we are in contact. Like even in Tunisia, I wasn't have a mobile. I just go to like borrow mobile from someone, from my friends, Jongo, whatever. I don't know. Maybe sometimes I don't know any Jongo. I don't know. Like I go to place in a cafe, I don't know. Like I found Jongo, but I don't know them who they are. But if I just say like I need of help, just need your mobile, borrow me mobile for 5 minutes. They gave a lot. They gave directly. I mean, because we understand each other as Jongo, which is mean that yes, maybe tomorrow you will be in the same situations if you come just that's why Jongo always try to stand together to help each other. I just borrow mobile to contact with David. If Saddam is not with me, contact with him. Hello, hi, how are you? Where are you? And yes, so David sent me like a link to see the film just through the mobile. When the film has been screened in Australia, Morocco, even I remember Canada. I just watched this. This is my first time to attend like directly. I mean, the screening, and it's also my first time also to be here in London today. Yeah. So Thank you. So when David told me that, this film next time or next month, that was on October, I think, when he told me that it would be screening in London, I was so happy because I talked to Saddam directly, because when David shared me any update, any information about the film, I just called Saddam. Yes, Saddam today. David told me blah, 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 1, 2, 3. So, and he told me that the film will be screening next month in London. So what do you think? Saddam was excited. So yeah, this is what we are looking for. And yeah, inshallah, we will go to attend this film screening. So
Next time.
yeah, we were so excited to attend together, me and Saddam. And also, this is really what we dream for, to live in London or in UK and to attend, like, to tell your story, like, directly to the people, to listen to your story, or to do something which is like invisible, which is not like highlighted by any time. So yeah, you can't imagine, I'm really over the moon, but Saddam is not here. Saddam is not here, but I'm really so happy to be with my brother. We're not just not friend, we're brother, because David and I will become like a family. So I'm really happy to attend this film screening the first time here in London with David Fideli. Thank you. Thank you.
So, yeah, on that note, I think that's all we have time for right now. But if you'd like to, we can step out and feel free to continue discussing amongst each other, coming and saying hi. But yeah, thank you so much, everyone.
Thank you. And
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much, everyone.